Hello, and welcome to another Havoc Sons video. Well, I hope I'm not boring you guys with this new hobby of mine, and that is restoring these old bikes. I'm actually waiting for a seat cover for that seat. But I got these bikes going. This is the Magna that I told you about on an earlier video, and then the Falcon, I got it going. And the Buzz Lightyear, I'm trying to get decals for this so I can redo it, and then a new seat cover. I have the Crocodile Cruisin' going, and then a little Huffy Sea Star right here. All of these are 100% back online. But I have these also that I'm working on. Oh, and there's two other bikes that are currently in the front yard. You know what? I think I should show you, because one you won't even believe. Do you remember my last video where I showed you the worst possible bike of the bunch? Take a look at it now. This, my friends, is the Miss Kitty from Huffy, completely restored. Now, I'm going to have trouble finding a bike seat, a liner for this one, because it's a banana seat. But the bike itself is all been repainted and rebuilt, and my granddaughter Lala loves it. This was my daughter's original bike. Now, originally it had, see if I remember this right, 17-inch rims. I believe these are 14s. I wanted to drop it down a little bit. Plus the 17 rims, they were in real bad shape. So here's one of the original 17-inch rims. I think I might be able to save this. I put some rust jelly on it, some navel jelly, and got most of the surface rust off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the spokes off of this rim, and then I'm going to sand down the rim and reshoot it. And then I'll put in the spokes, put the spokes back on. I mean, these rims on eBay, they sell for a lot, and shipping is a lot. I mean, you're looking at $30 to $40. The back rim I was not able to save. It was too far gone. But here's my first completed bike, mountain bike. I just started working on these. These are, of course, adult bikes. This one I'm waiting on a new seat for. And this one has a real interesting gearbox. It shows you, this is your first gear range. And then over here is your second gear range, which would be the second gear range is that down there. First gear range is that down there. I'm waiting for another bracket for another water bottle to go over there. I got that coming, and I guess pretty soon I'm going to have the new seat for it as well. So this Trek Multitrack 700, I'm not keeping this. I would like to. Boy, it just glides when I ride it. But this one holds no memories for me. This one was given to me by my neighbor. Actually, believe it or not, it was these Huffies, which were never considered great bikes, but they were made in America. Well, back then they were. Now they're made in China. I think everything is, except for some mountain bikes are made in Japan still. And there may be some American-made mountain bikes. But these I bought in 1990. And actually, if you can find one of these original Shock Pros in mint condition, they fetch from collectors a lot of money. I was surprised. I don't know if it's memories or what, but you got to have them complete, including that special water bottle that will only fit on a Huffy. So I have two of these. I bought these brand new back in 1990. So they're over 30 years old. I bought one for me and one for my son. These I'm going to keep and I'm going to restore. And this is my wife's Huffy, which I bought. I bought this a little later. I'm also going to restore that. But then this one here was given to me. This is the Bridgestone. And I was really shocked to see what these bikes go for. This is, I believe this is the MB3. That's what they call this. And this also has a gear range up in the front. And you can see it's the MB3. These go for quite a lot of money. Be still, Huffy. on eBay. So I was really surprised. So again, this one has no memory for me. It was given to me by a neighbor who just went through a messy divorce. So she just gave it to me when she was moving out of her house. And at the time, I was almost not going to take it because I just thought it was named after the Bridgestone Tire Company, but it's not. It's actually a very little-known company in Japan that made these bikes, and they're highly collectible. So I got one of those, and again, I'll probably sell that one too. But here's another one that I kind of like. This is the Fuji Nevada. This one I'm gonna give to my daughter Kelly, who used to ride that bike that I rebuilt for Lala. So we go riding around the lake by our house. So this would be a great bike for her because the Fuji Nevadas, they also are well-built bikes. So here is my bike list. Again, I've got pretty much all the kids' bikes, and believe it or not, there's a bike for every grandkid, including this one over here. This is just a glide bike. So the first process, of course, is seeing if I got good tires, good tubes. Then I come over here. These tires here have just been washed, and then the rims, I go to sand them down. This is interesting. These are the Huffy rims. I can see why they were not considered a great bike. They painted them aluminum, but they're actually steel rim, and they rust up pretty bad. So there's going to be a lot of work getting those back. And then, of course, I had to order some new tires. Some were too far gone. Now, here's a blast from the past. I don't know if my son remembers this, but his bike, when he was riding it to school, one of the tires just, I don't know, popped a big hole in it, or I don't know what happened. So we had to replace it. And this was a long time ago, over 20 years ago, well, about 20 years ago. And we bought this tire for him. It was called the Big Kahuna. He really liked the name. So did I, actually. And when I was cleaning up the tires, I found it. And I thought, wow, that's kind of cool. So this is just a quick vid showing you my latest ordeal of now getting the adult bikes to go. I found the children's bikes easy to do. Actually, the truck was not hard for me to get going. There wasn't really a whole lot wrong with it. I will do a little sanding and a clear coat on it to get some of the rust off, and then put a new seat on it, and I'm going to list it. But what the rims, these original rims, these are going to be really hard because this is my first attempt at sanding, and you can see and then I have to repaint them, which is crazy. So that's just going to be nuts. That's going to be a lot of work. Now these are chrome rims. So these two mountain bikes, the Shock Pros, I bought those in 1990. So this bike, the Echelon, was made 4 years later, and they tried to save a little money, but instead of going with chrome, they went with painted aluminum. I mean, it's still pretty much the same bike, but you could see the downhill slope were Huffy. And at the time, nobody really bought a Huffy. They were considered a discount type bike, but they're highly sought after now. Collectors really like these, which I found very interesting, especially the Shock Pros, which were only made 1 year. So it's going to be fun getting those back together and putting them back on the road. Okay, well, here's my quick little video on my new hobby, restoring bicycles. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, thank you for watching. Thank you for those who subscribe. Have a great day and a better life. See ya.